How is everybody doing tonight? First off, before we start, I'm going to do things a little bit differently this week. I'm going to discuss four of our couples in this video, and then I'm going to talk about Chris and Paige in another video. I want to have a conversation about these other four couples, but anytime we bring up Paige and Chris, that's all we can talk about. So if you want to talk about Chris and Paige, I'm going to have another video up in probably about 20 minutes after this one goes live. So wait for that and tune in there and we can dish all the dirt on Paige and Chris. All right, let's get started on our other four couples here. First up, Eric and Virginia. Let's just be honest here. Eric is awful. He is just terrible, and we get these moments, especially came to light when they're sitting down with Dr. Viviana, and Eric is kind of like saying like, hey, I'm like a meet in the middle kind of guy. And by the end of the conversation with Dr. Viviana, we hear him, I will never change my point of view. It's like, oh yeah, definitely a meet in the middle kind of guy. All season long, we've seen Eric say all these definitives, set in the stone, draw the line type things that are just ridiculous. You know, he's been making ultimatums and demands on Virginia all season long that don't need to be said. They just don't. And he's just getting on my nerves at this point. You know, he's in a relationship with a woman who really wants to be with him, is super attracted to him. Everything seems to be going good. And then he starts talking. And I will never change my point of views on politics. I will, or you can't have a relationship with a male. You know, all these other things. And even in the preview tonight, he says like, well, at the end of this, I know where I'm going to be living, and I don't care where you live. Like grow up, man. No wonder this guy is still single and still struggling to find a partner, because he needs to change so many things in his behaviors. It's just ridiculous. Just skipping back to some stuff from the very start of the episode. Did we hear Virginia broadcast her passwords to the entire world? Like, she was just like, oh yeah, my password for everything is Rocky. So if you know her Instagram, you know, try it out. Put in her Instagram handle, type Rocky as the password, see if you get in. You know, it might be a fun thing to do. You know, even Eric said like, oh yeah, I use my dog's name as part of all my passwords. But at least for him, he said part of. You know, not the entire password. Virginia was very much like, yep, my password's Rocky. So I might go on Instagram later, see if Rocky 1 or Rocky 11, if that gets me into Virginia's Instagram account. You know, let's move on from there. I just don't like this couple. And it's not that I like, at the start of the season, I thought it was going to be Virginia. I thought Eric seemed like this nice guy. And then it turns out, you know, I like Virginia and I can't stand Eric. So let's move on. Brianna and Vincent. You know, we start off, we're talking about Champagne Vinny. We're talking about the salsa dancing. And I was very interested to kind of see how both of them were going to end up framing those conversations. Because especially the salsa dancing, Vincent was furious. You know, he wasn't upset. He wasn't disappointed in himself. He was furious. He looked like a man ready to smash something. Like, honestly, watching that last week, I did not feel safe for Brianna just based on the vibes he was giving out. And then they're sitting down there with Dr. Viviana, and he's trying to pass it off like, oh yeah, I just want to impress her. I just really want to impress Brianna. And it's like, no. That is 100% not what's going on there. Like, you have some insecurities, and it's fine to have those insecurities, but it's not fine to have a violent reaction when those insecurities arise. He didn't like the way Brianna spoke to him. That's fine. Totally fine for him to feel that way. That is how he felt in that moment. But then all of a sudden, he's trying to take that out on her. He's starting these big fights. He's shutting down. Not good behavior. Overall, the entire conversation with Dr. Viviana felt very superficial to me, and I wasn't buying anything out of Brianna or Vincent's mouth. They're a couple, they're very cute as long as they're happy and having fun. As soon as those emotions shift, Vincent does not seem like the kind of person you want to be around. All right, our third couple, Haley and Jacob. This relationship it's just not good. It's just awful. They're 3 weeks in, and at the end of the episode tonight, they're learning, like, if they like to sleep with the lights on. Like, we're 3 weeks in. They've been married and living together for 3 weeks, and they just learned today that they both like to sleep with the TV off. They like a cold room. Like, they just learned that. They've been living together 3 weeks. That's too long to just be getting to that point. And overall, like, I can't see any redeeming qualities in this relationship at all right now. Haley completely shut down. She completely changed her attitude towards Jacob. As soon as sex happened, they had sex, that relationship, done. Finito. Over. I just can't see them resetting again at this point and getting to the decision day and still being able to say, I do. Haley has been very clear, I'm not attracted to you. And how is Jacob supposed to overcome that? You're in a relationship with somebody who blatantly told you, they're not attracted to you. That's difficult. That's not just something that can be overcome by an aha moment, as Dr. Viviana was trying to say, like, oh yeah, just keep trying, and then eventually magically things will just click. Ridiculous. They're a bad couple. They're just not clicking. There's no attraction. There's nothing going there. Like, the closest they have to a relationship is through each other's dogs, and that's about the only positivity that's left in that couple. Lastly, Clara and Ryan. You're going to be shocked about this. We're going to talk about sex. There was a lot of interesting stuff here tonight with Ryan and Clara, and it all revolves around sex. Every single bit of it. Paige, pardon me. I can't even not think about Paige and Chris when I'm doing a video not about Paige and Chris. Clara really wants to have sex. She's very open with that, very clear about that, and Ryan is not there. He will not do it. But Clara said they're doing everything but have sex. And Clara's saying, to me, those are acts of sex. We're having sex except for the intercourse part. And very, very surprising to me. I was also interested when Dr. Viviana brought up, hey, do you think he lied about his virginity? And I'm not going down that route, but I definitely am starting to get the vibe of he's just not confident in the bedroom, and could be concerned that Clara, who's more experienced in the bedroom than him, may have expectations in that department that he doesn't feel like he's going to be able to meet, and is scared that them having bad sex when it's something so important to Clara could be a deal breaker. And for me, I think that if you're in a positive, committed relationship, especially a marriage, that sex is something you can improve at. If she has certain needs, or if she wants certain things in the bedroom and Ryan's not able to give her those, they can figure that out. You know, they can bring sex toys in. They can try different positions, you know. She can coach him up a little bit, you know, maybe practice makes perfect. He can improve. It's not like if the sex is bad the first time that it's going to be bad every time. You know, it's great if sex is good, but it is something that you're not just born and you're just either innately good at sex or bad at sex. So I don't think that should be an issue for them, but clearly is. Overall, I feel like Clara is definitely in the backseat of this relationship. You know, this is all about Ryan at this point, what Ryan wants, what Ryan needs. And there's really doesn't feel like any middle ground is there at all, and that it could be a major issue for them long term. Like, what happens when Claire's fed up and she needs more and Ryan's just not there to give it to her? All right, I'm going to wrap things up there for this video. As I said before, we're going to jump over to Chris and Paige in a second video that I should have up shortly. So if you want to talk about them, make sure you jump over there. But until for these other 4 couples, that's going to be all for this week. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, we'll see you later.